Hi. It has been a while that I haven't um, posted anything or recorded anything, and I'm very sorry for my long silence. And I just have a moment right now to hop on and tell you just a little bit about what's going on in my life and why I had to take this long pause, and which may continue still for some time. And this is due to the fact that I needed to switch gears between being fully involved in continuing with my business. And as much as it's still going on, and I do still have private clients that I'm taking, but my marketing had slowed down, and I'm not offering right now, yeah, any bundles or packages for new clients, at least for right now. I'm definitely going to be taking new clients with the Killer Bee inquiries soon. I'm hoping soon when things going to stabilize. But the needed pause that had happened is due to, um, the strict measures that has been here applied in Quebec, in Canada, due to the COVID-19 pandemic. And at one point, the schools had decided, after March break, had decided to implement a full-time mask wearing for children. And that included children as of 6 years old, and 7 and 8, and so on. And that means that a child would have needed to wear a mask all day long since 7 in the morning when they hop on a bus, on a school bus, and all the way till the end of the day when they arrive around 4 p.m. And that means they can only take their mask off once when they eat their lunch. And at that point, they also have to be quiet and not speak with their friends and put the mask right on back. So for me, it's just, to my values, to my understanding of life, to my understanding that we are nature, then there's nothing to be afraid of. It just doesn't apply. It just doesn't resonate with me. Kids are taking this virus very easily, especially when they have their immune systems intact. And even to that degree, like 3 weeks later, even the kids are not in school, and our whole family just went through COVID-19 virus, starting from Liam, my little one, bringing it probably from daycare. And then Noah, my old one, had it, and they just had it for 2 days. And the parent, now me and my partner had it. I just kind of recovering from it, so you can hear it in my voice. And it's, yeah, and it's just a difficult flu with weird symptoms. Um, but it's just flu, and your systems know how to deal with it in basically in 72 hours. If you give enough nutrients, if you supply with enough supplements, and if you give it enough fluid and rest, it does its own thing. It knows how to, it has been developed in that way to adapt and to evolve with the viruses around us. We're in co-relationship with everything, every single moment. So anyway, so we got upgraded naturally, the nature's way. But my way to stopping prior to COVID actually hitting all our family is just the fact that I um, I just find that that's not something I want to put my kid through. And I had been planning and willing and dreaming about homeschooling for most of my son's life. And I did some homeschooling, unschooling with my older child when we traveled a lot to India and seen different cultures and lived in different lifestyles. And I feel that impacted him so much. Is such a diverse and such a, yeah, such an open, wise individual right now. so so I had to switch. I had to pull my child out of school. Therefore, everything in my marketing and everything had stopped. And I'm just trying to figure out, we tried to figure out which curriculum would work best, because we are kind of under the umbrella of education system right now, and we have an agent that demands a curriculum. It cannot be just loose unschooling. So we had to look in all the paperwork and stuff like that, and I found uh, the wonders of Waldorf curriculum, which I was familiar, and my kids did grow up somewhat Waldorf Montessori and the Rye philosophy through from their birth, basically from prior to their birth even. But it's interesting enough now looking at early years of education, actually middle years of education. So my older son, who I took out of school, is 7. He just turned 8, and so looking at their curriculum and how resonating it is with my view and my values right now, especially in this pandemic and this divisive um, world that is happening, and people that obey um, authorities and anything that authorities say, and people that are investigated within themselves, and learning from life, and learning from the direct experience of nature, and the direct experience of awareness, or the direct experience of God within. And um, this other side which I'm on, and which I strongly not just believe, but I feel, if we don't stay, and if we don't impart the values of what's real to our children, we're just going to create just robots, that are going to be um, just going to sell their souls to technology, and not know what true equilibrium, what true balance, and what's true love, and what's true connection and intimacy is. So for me, just taking this step and stepping back, and reevaluating where I'm stand and what I want to bring to my children, and finding Waldorf, how beautifully Steiner had seen it from, you know what is by now 100 years ago, and had talked about that split in technocracy and nature. And for me, the beauty of this curriculum and how it embraces um, like yeah, how it embraces what's natural, what's sacred, what's divine, and how in this such artistic and creative ways it imparts it to the soul level of the child. It was just like, wow, a big discovery, and a big aha. This is exactly what I want to embrace, and this is exactly what I want to understand first, so I can deliver it to my kids. And as much as it is alive in me, there's a certain way of the main lesson and all these other ways that uh, Waldorf curriculum would work in homeschooling. It's not a school, so it has to be adapted to homeschooling dynamic, where there's a lot of other things going on, especially like there's another sibling who's younger, who is more adventurous. He doesn't want to learn. He's a different kind of a soul. He's really he's my surfer boy, I call him. He's really the adventurous kind, the climber, the surfer, whereas my older one, not the oldest, but the older Noah, he's an intellectual, and he's an artistic, and it so suits him so well. This Waldorf curriculum is just going to be beautiful. So that's what I'm doing right now. I'm figuring out the dynamics at home of how we can all be in balance with homeschooling kids, and having enough time for ourselves as parents, for being together, and as well as individually for continuing pursuing our businesses and our passions, and our projects. So this is what's happening right now, and I believe at one point I'm definitely going to find that balance, and I'm already starting feeling it right now slowly. I was a little bit panicking because just researching on Waldorf, there's so much out there. And it's so beautiful, and a little bit overwhelming how amazing it is when the teachers present it at schools. And I was like a little bit overwhelmed, like, how am I going to do it as a mother at home with another little sibling that not necessarily wants to sit through classes or through lectures or through even sometimes through stories. It's hard for him to sit still. But I'm learning more, and it's a learning curve, and I'm learning, and I'm getting more and more confident with how I can do it. Actually, only 3 times a week is more than enough, 3 hours a day. So yeah, it's exciting how, these the COVID times open up so many opportunities for us to dive deeper into things that we wanted to do for so many years. And now it's just like it's the time right now to address the most valuable things that is uh, like the nucleus of your family or of yourself. What does it really mean for you during these times? What is this calling for you to embrace? And for me is this, um whenever I'm back on marketing, I want to create this hashtag I'm nature. And I feel this is probably the message that I'm getting and what I want to transmit to my kids. And through this beautiful opportunity through Waldorf, but as well as we're going to adapt the one day a week forest schooling curriculum, and it's basically going and playing and having different projects in the forest or in the woods and anywhere in nature. And that's also wonderful. And yeah, just not to forget, not to be afraid. We are nature. What are we afraid of? You know, um, and just educate yourself and research how to support your immunity, how to support, with going to nature, meditating, eating the right foods, eliminating all inflammatory foods, doing some intermittent fasting, exercising. Some things you don't have to adopt all of them together, but one at a time, just forest bathing. And that's what I was missing through winter and feeling a little bit depressed, just being on the screen. And that was a missing factor for me to, um, yeah, to get that inner balance, because as soon as you have the inner balance, then you can give more. Otherwise, there's nothing to give. You're quite empty when your cup is, um, just full with technology and screens and distractions and the wrong foods, inflammatory foods, lack of sleep, and so on. So educate yourself, find your balance, find what your body needs, find what your soul needs, and then it's just the rest is just a blissful abundance that comes from there. All right. So I will leave you with that. And sorry for being absent. Once in a while, I might post something. I might post something from our homeschooling journey, and not much related to awakening, but nevertheless, it is in every single moment. It is how you meet this moment and how you are staying true to whatever is true in your heart to you every single moment. And sometimes that means saying no to something and saying yes fully to something else, and eventually finding the balance between both. All right. I wish you health, and I wish you courage, and I wish you discovering yourself as nature, going out to nature and connecting to everything around you, even the viruses. Integrate it all, love it all. You're beautiful. You're beyond just this body. Take care. Take good care of yourself. Love you.